Hello, hi, welcome to today's Bible study. Today we're going to look at a really important topic. We're going to go into how to search for God, how to seek God. I'm going to share with you 4 ways that I found in the Bible about how the Bible instructs us, the disciplines that the Bible tells us that we need to follow when we are seeking for God. We'll start right away. The first way that I found on seeking for God, the first discipline that the Bible actually asks us to follow when we are seeking for God is that we should seek for God with all our heart. I'm sure this one is not new to you. If you're already a practicing Christian, seeking for God with all your heart is not new. So I'll do my best to try and explain what I understand by seeking for God with all my heart, or for you how to seek for God with all your heart. So the first way, seeking for God with all your heart, let's look at a verse. Psalms chapter 119, verse 2 to 3. Blessed and favored by God are those who keep his testimonies and who consistently seek him and long for him with all their heart. They do no unrighteousness, they walk in his ways. So to me, seeking for God with all our hearts means giving over our lives to God. Whatever we do comes first from our heart. Our heart is the source of all the things that we do. Our heart is the source of our commitment at work. Our heart is the source of any anger. Our heart is the source of any unforgiveness. Our heart is the source of planning, desires, everything starts from our heart. So seeking for God with all our heart to me means giving over our heart to the control of God, so giving over our lives, our very lives to God, and just giving ourselves over to the commands and the search for the knowledge of God. So that's what I understand by seeking for God with all my heart. In this same verse as well, it brings up they do no unrighteousness, they walk in his ways. Walking in God's ways means for everything that we are doing or for everywhere we desire to go, we check to see what the word says about it, and we walk in the way of God. So that's one way that we can really take away the meaning of with all our heart goes deeper than just the belief in God, but full trust and full submission, and allowing God to take authority of our lives and our hearts and our desires and our plans completely. Let's look at another verse. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 13. Then with a deep longing you will seek me and require me as a vital necessity, and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart. So this one is even brought out as a condition. The condition of finding God is searching for him with all our heart. Okay, let's look at another verse. Psalms chapter 63 verse 1. I really like this verse. In this verse, as I bring it out, David was in the desert, and this was his prayer. Oh God, you are my God. With deepest longing I will seek you. My life, my very self thirsts for you. My flesh longs and sighs for you, in a dry and weary land where there is no water. So here David is in the desert. Okay, David is in the desert and he's crying out to God. Okay, he's crying out to God. So what we are trying to say by this verse here is, whether you're in a desert, you could be in a desert of lack of finances, a desert of joblessness, a desert of believing God for marriage, a desert of there are so many things that you could feel you haven't reached and you're in a place of lack. That shouldn't stop you from seeking for God. I really love that verse because it really brought that up. Okay, so that's the first way that we need to seek for God. We need to seek for God with all our heart. Second way that came up is we should seek for God with earnestness and diligence. I know they are heavy English words, but to be honest is someone who is honest is someone who is excited. They're honest. They do. When someone says I complete my tasks and Like, to be honest is to be interested, to be keen, to want to do something. Honestness and diligence. To be diligent is someone who does something and really makes sure they really do it. So to be diligent could be to be committed. Another word of it for diligence could be to be committed. So search for God with earnestness and diligence. So let's look at some verses. 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 11. Seek the Lord and his strength, seek his face continually, longing to be in his presence. So continually, the key word there is continually. So continually, again and again and again and again. I like to use the example of the things that we do for a living. We wake up every day and we go to work. We come back home, we sleep, we wake up, we go to work. We do that continually because we know that that is what our livelihood depends on. We are waiting maybe to be paid a salary, or it's a business and we are working on it for us to get profit. However, in terms of searching for God, we are not applying the same principle. So the same principle we apply to continually going to work, continually exercising if we are seeking for good health. Let's also continually seek for God by learning more about him if we want to enjoy his blessings. Another verse, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith it is impossible to walk with God and please him. Whoever comes near to God must necessarily believe that God exists and that he rewards those who honestly and diligently seek him. So therein are the words honestly and diligently seek him. And the good news is in that verse, it's even promising a reward. He rewards those who honestly and diligently seek him. So when you honestly and diligently seek God, it's not in vain. You are going to enjoy the rewards of God. Please remember, this is God we are talking about. So if God is going to reward you, it's going to be something great. Okay. Last verse on seeking God with earnestness and diligence. Psalms 105, verse 4. Seek and deeply long for the Lord and his strength, his power, his might. Seek and deeply long for his face and his presence continually. Again, the word continually is coming up here. Continually, so it doesn't mean once. Either set up a routine where you do it weekly or daily, or continually. You don't have to even just stick to your routine during the day. And plug in your earphones and listen to the word of God. Even when you're at work, depending on what kind of work you do. Last verse, I can't skip this. I can't skip the second way without mentioning this verse. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love those who love me, and those who seek me early and diligently will find me. Please take note of the word early. It means early. You see, we learn in primary school about opposites. Each word that you read obviously has its opposite. So early has an opposite, and that opposite is late. So it means here that there is someone who might seek for God late, when it's already past the time for maybe God's intervention to have worked in whatever it is they were going through. So early, the Bible actually says it here, I love those who love me and those who seek me early and diligently find me. So you who is watching this video, this is your early. You're receiving the word of God. Don't let it stop there. Continue to receive the word of God on your own. Read the Bible, attend church, listen to sermons from your preacher, and continue to feed your soul. Third way, with humility. With humility. So be humble. Be humble, be humble, be humble. Let's look at one key verse here. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 3. Seek the Lord, search diligently for him, and regard him as the foremost necessity of your life. All you humble of the land who have practiced his ordinances and have kept his commandments. Seek righteousness, seek humility, regard them as vital. So humility is vital. Vital means important. Perhaps you will be hidden and pardoned and rescued in the day of the Lord's anger. That colors part there. Perhaps you will be hidden and pardoned and rescued in the day of the Lord's anger. So it means that there are times when events could take place as a result of the Lord's anger. But wouldn't you want to be among the people who are protected of the consequences of that when it happens. So wouldn't you want to be among the people that are considered, the chosen ones of God, who are protected and avoid any kind of suffering or destruction as a result of the Lord's Prayer? So the 3 ways that we've covered: seek for God with all your heart, seek for God with earnestness and diligence, seek for God with humility, seek for God with confidence. Seek for God with all your heart, with earnestness and diligence, with humility. I'd gone ahead of myself there. The 4th way is seek for God with confidence. Okay, seek for God with confidence. So seeking for God with confidence, here we are saying to be confident is to have expectation that something is going to happen. So if there's something that you're wishing for, praying for, you're confident that it's going to happen. So seeking for God with confidence is you seek for God knowing that you're going to find Him because He's available. So with that belief that the Lord is there, that when you search for Him, you are going to find Him. Without forgetting, seeking for Him with all your heart, seeking for Him with earnestness and diligence continually, and with humility. Let's look at a verse, Lamentations chapter 3, verse 25. The Lord is good to those who wait confidently for Him, to those who seek Him on the authority of His word. On the authority of His word. So as we are seeking for Him, we seek for Him too with His word as well. So rely on His word to seek for Him. Searching for God is also in finding out what the Lord asks, what the Lord is getting to know God. And one of the easiest ways to know God is to read His word. Let's look at another verse, Psalms chapter 9, verse 10. And those who know your name, who have experienced your precious mercy, who put their confident trust in you, for you, O Lord, have not abandoned those who seek you. Yes, the Lord will not abandon you if you are seeking for Him. So even if you're in a place where things are not easy, the Lord will not abandon you if you seek for Him. So continue to seek for Him. That's it, guys. Those are the 4 ways. Those are the 4 disciplines that I thought were important for us to remember regarding seeking for God. Seek for God with all your heart. Seek for God with earnestness and diligence. Seek for God with humility. And seek for God with confidence. Thank you for tuning into this video. That is it for today's Bible study. That is it. Thank you for tuning into this video. Hope you learned a thing or 2 or 4. So if you have reached this point in the video and you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, please do check out my description for the salvation prayer. Say it, believe it, find a Christian community to submit to, find a church close to you, and start to seek God. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I'll see you next time. Bye.